What's up, y'all? It's Clay here, and today we're gonna be showing you guys how I bet on unders. Hopefully this fits well on our screen here, but yeah, we're gonna show you guys how I bet on unders in college basketball and a little bit of NBA unders as well. But it's just like this video is focused on unders in basketball, so how we're picking our unders, what we're looking at, and yeah. So basically, my new strategy is all five mans and dabble. So that's what I'd be doing now. But with my unders, I'm looking at a few different things. So I'm mostly taking unders on points, but if their assist or rebound line is really high, then we're gonna take it. But we're looking for high lines. We're looking for lines that are like 15, 16 or higher, point lines. And we're looking for assist lines higher than 6 assists or more. And then we're gonna go under on them. But basically, we kind of look at the matchup, kind of see what's going on, look at the other team's defense, look at the other team's pace, and we can find that all on the score here. So it'll basically tell you the other team's defense, how fast they play. So as we see here, we look at the pace of this Dunsk team, and they're like 332nd in pace. So they're super slow. They take all like 30 seconds to shoot a ball. Their defensive rating is 126. So we'd expect Fordham playing this game. We'd expect their players to kind of go under and not really do great this game just because Dunsk pace is really slow. And if their defense was good, like we wouldn't expect them to do that good either. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. So, like, we can look up a couple of these players on props.cash. So, this is kind of how I found them in the first place. So, we look up Cam Carter, projected 14.37. We like when it's mostly red, so we can go under. But as we see here, we want to look at their field goal attempts too. So, his field goal attempts are kind of high. Like, this is why this was a close under, just because he's shooting so many dang times. Like, it barely goes under, but like we want people to be shooting less than like whatever their point line is, they should be shooting less shots than that. So his point line was 19 points. He's shooting less shots than that. So we look at the field goal attempts, we look at their minutes. Especially if they're playing like in the 20s for minutes, like they're probably gonna go under. So something to keep in mind. A lot of the college basketball players go under just because they're not kind of used to the stage. They're not used to performing on it every night. They're not professionals. They're just college kids. So they're not going to hit their high ass lines, right? This is Mark Sears' line. Like, this is an obvious under to me, like 30%, averaging 18. It's an obvious under here. And we take the under and he scores 0 points. Like, well, he's only shooting like 14 to 13 times per game. Like his line's 23. Like we're going under there all day. So that's kind of what we're looking for. Like even guys with low lines, like we can still hit. So that one hit there. Same sort of guys here. So Thero and Fears, we looked them up as well. Their lines are a little bit under. Thero, nope. Fears, there's Fears. So yeah, his line was like 1 point under. He ends up with 16. We looked at his field goal attempts. They're not that many, so we just took him. And he's getting like some games of 20 minutes. Like we look at Thero here. His line was like 18.5, projected 15.5, mostly red. Like I'm just taking common sense unders here, basically. And when their games are like tough matchups, like they're not going to be scoring as many points as they usually do. So yeah, same with the NBA too. Like Levine, Curry. Um, I mean, they're not great unders. Like the problem with the NBA is like the main player usually scores a ton of points and they do it super consistently. But like when they got these high ass lines, I'm still taking the under. It gives me a lot of like leeway to win. Like it gives me a lot of like chances to win. And if they simply don't perform, then I win. So um Ryan Nemhard fucked me over last night. Like I had him on a bunch of slips, and I would have won a ton of money if he hit because like all my other bets hit. But yeah, like we had Diarra under 8 assists. Like, come on, they're not getting 8 assists in college, especially against Xavier defense, which is really good. Ike, 29 and a half points and rebounds. Like, I'm just targeting the high lines and going under on them, right? It's not that complicated. When I do target high lines and go under on them, I sometimes balance it out. Like, if I have Ike under 20.5, I had Hickman over 11 on some of them. So, like, it kind of balances out the unders. If we have Carter under 18 and a half, we can add someone from LSU's over. But we only want to hit the overs when they're really low. So this is a great example of all underslip that hits. So basically, Diarra and Caravan are on the same team, right? So Diarra is going to be passing to Caravan or not doing it, and he wasn't doing it. So we use correlation there. More unders. We don't want to do two unders on like on one team's players, right? So if we have Caravan and maybe Diarra's points here, we don't want to go under on both their points. We just want to go under on assist and points together, or just one player at a time. So we see here more unders. A lot of the same players. There weren't that many options for picks, but yeah, a lot of unders on similar players. So yeah, the thing you want to look for is low field goal attempts, not that many minutes. Like they're going under at least 60% of the time, and that's what we're targeting. We're looking for high lines. The high assist lines, we pair it with one player's points, and simple as that, basically. When we have someone's under, we have Ike's under. I'm trying to find an example, but I paired Ike with who we pair him with? We paired him with Nolan Hickman over. So trying to find an example of that. But oh yeah, right here. So basically, we got Ike's under 20.5 points. If he's going under, who's going over? Someone else on the team, right? So we had Hickman going over, and that's just another correlation there. Um, but yeah, you're basically looking for a high lines and going under on them. Um, NBA, you got to be more careful. Like here, we did the same thing here. Young and Krejci. So Young's going under, then Krejci's going over. Maxi kind of fucked us, but like when you're betting the unders, like you got a way better chance of going green than not. And even when players are on pace to hit their lines, they're on pace to hit like say Thero has 10 at half. Like we still would rather have under 18.5 than over. Just because like they're only gonna get so many shots in the half. And then like when the game runs out, when they run out of time, like a lot of times they end up under. Like it's as simple as that. A lot of times they end up under, and that's why we'd rather have the under in that case. So like if he's got 10 points at half, we'd still rather have the under than the over, just because he can easily score 8 or less and just like not do anything else. Just because there's 5 different players on the team, like they're not gonna get every shot. They might get like 1 out of 2 shots or 1 out of 3 shots if they're like the best player. But even though they're getting these shots, they still can miss them and then go under. So here's another great example of correlation here. So we got DR and Caravan correlation, Krejci and Young correlation, and then Calmes by himself. So that was a great correlation there. Let's see, let's see what else we got. See if we got any other examples here. So we had Agman, we went under on him. Like I'll even go under on people with like really low lines. Like here we got Young, Towns, Fox, all under just because they had really high lines. But like try to find some more examples. So those are just the highlights. Let's see if we got any like results we can show here. So on like the Cincinnati game, right? So Cincinnati BYU. Both their defenses are really good. Both their paces are like 300th, so they're like super slow. So what I did was I went under on their low lines. Like even though all their lines were like 11 points, I still went under on them. It didn't necessarily work out great, but that's like the principle. It's like even though their lines are super low for them, like if the pace is super slow, they're not going to be getting that many shots up. They're still not even going to get like 10 points. So it's Skilling's under, Nell under. We had this guy under. Didn't necessarily work out great just because their lines are kind of low and then some of them actually hit it. But like, still, they're still going under 11 points, 9.5 points. These are starters, and they're still going under. So college has a great opportunity for unders, college basketball in particular. The unders on the assist are usually like super good bets. Like if you find someone who's like not hitting their assist line and their assist line's super high, like hammer that shit. That's what I've been doing, and it's been working out pretty good. So the unders are safer bets. I'd rather put more money on an under than on an over, just because we don't have to rely on that player. We more like prey on their downfall. But as you see here, like the unders for this game, that's what I'm saying. Like their pace is super slow. They're still gonna go under, right? But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. We're just shooting shots in the dark at unders, but we're trying to use like the high lines as our advantage and our leeway. Um, and it gives us a really high chance of hitting our bets when their lines are so high. Just because there's only so much time in the game, and when the game ends, will they be at their point target? Probably not. They're probably gonna be just under their point target. So yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.